Fire in the hole, let's cook a tri-tip. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard. What I got going on for you today is I've got this beautiful beef Angus tri-tip that I got from Wild Fork Foods. And this is an amazing piece of meat. Tri-tip's a wonderful cut of beef. This is aged Black Angus, superior flavor, USDA choice tri-tip. And it's already been trimmed. They took the fat cap off of it. I trimmed a little bit of the silver skin. I'm going to hit it with some Sang stir-fry oil, like I always do. That's my binder. That's what I use for a binder. Sang stir-fry oil. And then I've got some Tango Spice Midnight Espresso, which is, in my opinion, the best coffee rub you can get for beef. So we're going to rub him down with some Tango Spice Midnight Espresso. That's got a great flavor. And let's get them rubbed down both sides. Flip them over. It's a beautiful beef tri-tip. If you've never had a tri-tip, you owe it to yourself to give it a shot. I'll tell you, Trader Joe's has them, but they're small. And Wild Fork has the nicest ones I've ever seen. Good size and excellent meat. So we're going to rub them down with some Tango Spice Midnight Espresso. There we go. Let's get them rubbed up good. Get them rubbed up good with that Midnight Espresso. That's a wonderful coffee flavored rub, espresso coffee. There you go. Now, let me show you a trick, a Pitmaster trick. If you've ever had your meat dry out on the grill, this is a way to stop that from happening. You get some cheap Italian salad dressing, store-bought, you know, supermarket type Italian salad dressing, and you just slather that puppy with it like that. Let him sit in that for a while. If you're cooking chicken or pork or beef, it doesn't matter. The cheaper the dressing, the better it is. You just let him marinate in that for a while, and that is an awesome tip for you from the Pitmaster. That's me. And yeah, that'll keep your meat from drying out on the grill if you just let that soak in there like that for a while. Hope you can see that. Anyway, we're going to do a forward sear on this puppy. What we're going to do is throw him right on the hot coals and get a sear on him, and then we're going to put him off to the indirect side and cook him till we get a temperature of 120 internal, at which point we'll probably pull him. The small end of the tri-tip is going to be way well done, but the big end will be nice and medium rare. So stay tuned. I'll show you what it looks like when we're searing them. I got a good hot bed of coals going right there. We're going to take that tri-tip and throw him right on there. Direct sear right on there. We'll pour the rest of that Italian dressing on him. That's some good stuff right there. I'm going to give him a good sear. Get a little bit of grill marks on him. Then we'll flip him over. I'll put the thermometer in the big end, and we'll cook him till we get to 120, 125, maybe 100, as much as 130 degrees, depending on the thickness of your meat. You don't want to overcook it. This is too beautiful of a piece of meat to ruin. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned, and we'll get to the second part of this when we go to indirect. I got a pretty decent sear on my tri-tip. We've moved him over to the indirect side of the grill where it's cooler. We're going to put the lid on it, put the cover on that, and cook him till he gets to about 120, 125, 130 degrees, thereabouts, for medium rare, and the thick end. Now the thin end of it is going to get cooked way too much, way well done. So if you got some idiots in your family who like their food, their meat well done, the tri-tip is the perfect cut of beef for them. For me, I'll be eating from this thick end, okay? So stay tuned. We'll take a taste of this thing and drink a beer. I let my beef tri-tip come up to about 130. Hope I didn't go too far with it. We're going to let it rest for about 10 minutes or so until we cut into it. In the meanwhile, let's drink a beer while we're waiting, okay? Stay tuned. Now we're waiting for our meat to rest. We're going to tuck into this beer. here's today's beer. This is from the Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. This is Pompeii, an India Pale Ale, and it's brewed with pineapple and mango flavors. And I think I'm gonna like it, you know, because I'm into that kind of hoppy, fruit flavored beer. Let's face it, there's no getting around it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's in my blood. So let's pour out this mango and pineapple hoppiness right here from Toppling Goliath. Pretty famous craft brewery, Toppling Goliath. Toppling Goliath. I'm not even drunk yet and I'm slurring my words. It's a beautiful pale ale from Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. Pompeii India Pale Ale. Let's take a sniff off it. Lhasa, you need to come back, buddy. I need to see you again. Let's take a sniff of that. Oh man, you can smell the pineapple flavor in it. That's for sure. Let's quaff the froth off it, Lhasa. Wow, I can definitely taste the pineapple and mango in it. And it's a little bit hazy, kind of a hazy. They say the hazy trend is going to be, you know, that's what's in now, the hazy trend. It doesn't say that it's hazy, but it is. It does look hazy to me. Looks unfiltered at the very least. Yeah, so that's today's beer. Let's get this tri-tip over here and slice into it. Stay tuned. I got my tri-tip on the slicing board. Now, like I told you, this end of it is going to be way too cooked. See what I mean? That's like too cooked for me. And you want to slice it from the small end. Slice a couple of slices of it off. I want to get to the big end. I want to get to where the rare part of it is. Probably have to cut down about here to get to the rareness. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you see that? How's that look? That's just about how you want it. Medium rare, right there. Want to get a ah, it smells amazing. Let me tell you what, juicy and delicious. I got to get a piece of that in my mouth right now. There you go, beautiful rare meat. I'm finna put the chow down on it. That is delicious, I have to tell you. This end of it, a little too cooked for me. This end of it, perfect medium rare. But that's good. You might have somebody in your family who doesn't like it rare, medium rare. If so, what you should do is push them out of a high window. And then you can get on with cooking your meat rare. Anyway, babies, that's my video. I hope you liked it. You know what I always say, we may not cook any, come back next week, we may not cook anything good, but we will drink a beer. If you like this crap, please subscribe. I can never have too many subscribers, and I don't even have any, hardly any. And if you don't like this crap, go up and see my boy in the gallery Cooking and Barbecue. Gallery, I don't know his name. Just check him out in the iCard. Gallery, it's a cool dude, you'll like it. You like what he's cooking? You like what I'm cooking? This is amazing. Let me tell you what. Anyway, that's it, babies. We'll see you next week. Bye.